What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Mundo Sporto for today's watch along. Manchester United taking on Newcastle. All these Premier League games have massive significance to all clubs. Newcastle staring down a potential relegation. United chasing down those Champions League places. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, your head goes to United win, but with Sam Maximin back for Newcastle, you never know. I mean, let's sit back and enjoy it and see how the game gets on, and I'll call it straight down the middle, folks, as I always do. What have we got? I'm a United fan, so I'm just sour we're in the Europa. That's alright, mate. I mean, we're staring there in the barrel of it next season unless we change things dramatically. So as a Liverpool fan, it ain't great for me these days, buddy. So I ain't going to start slagging anybody at the minute about any form or any competitions. Zach, buddy, how are you? Welcome in. David McGlynn as well. Lovely to see you guys in. Team news is in. I'll go through it in a couple of minutes as always, ladies and gentlemen. But just glad to have you in. United fan not happy with the lineup, said Zach. Please do go on and explain. Samira, how are you? Welcome in. Ibrar as well, lovely to see you and buddy. My day hasn't been too bad, mate. It's not too long in the making, to be honest. I sleep weird hours, but we won't get into that now, my friend. I'm not answering anything to do with Liverpool, Mossy, mate. I'll be doing an Anfield Agenda stream at 9 o'clock, so any Liverpool fans that want to ask me any Liverpool questions, as always, you know I'll be happy to answer them at 9 o'clock, late night agenda. Today, though, I'm trying to stay pro. I'm trying to just keep this Manchester United versus Newcastle, all things focused on this game. And again, anything any Liverpool fans want to ask me, promise you I'll answer it tonight on the late night agenda, as always. What are your favourite Man United players and why? I don't have any favourites, mate, because I'm a Liverpool fan, but the ones I would, say are standout players, obviously Bruno Fernandes. I've always rated David De Gea as well. I think Dean Henderson's a great backup. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, one of the best one-on-one fullbacks I've seen in quite a while coming through in the Premier League. Rate Martial, rate Rashford, although I think Rashford could do a little bit better. But Luke Shaw's had a very good season as well. I mean, maybe, I don't know if it's the increased competition of having Alex Telles come in, or some people even suggested maybe, mate, that Shaw might be playing better because he has no fans inside the stadium on his back. I genuinely don't know, but I think he's had a very good season. I'm anyone who doesn't know me will get to know. I just call things as I see them, pal. I just say it straight down the middle. Look, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we do have an amazing sponsor for our watch-alongs here on Mundo Sporto, and this one, like Jack's one and like many others, has been sponsored by the good folks at the OneFootball app. If you have not downloaded the OneFootball app, please do have a look in the link to the stream. There is a description, or the description of the stream, there is a link there to download the OneFootball app. It's the best football app out there, bar none. You see them support lots of football YouTube content creators. We couldn't do a lot of this stuff without the guys at the likes of OneFootball and stuff, so the app has everything you need. It has all the stats, all the statistics, breaking news, everything a football fan wants in one beautiful place. The OneFootball app, ladies and gents, it's completely free. You can download it from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, but please do use the link in the description of our stream because it lets the lads know that we sent you over. And again, massive thank you to the folks at OneFootball for getting behind the channel. Score predictions. Oh, it's a good one. It's very difficult. I mean, I'm struggling to predict any Premier League scorelines these days, pal, because there's so many shocks. 2-1, 2 or 3-1 United, perhaps. I'm intrigued to see how Sam Maximin gets on because, he's coming back. He was a long while out with COVID. It took him a good while to get his recovery and get himself back up to full fitness. So it's interesting. And look, I will go through the starting 11s in a moment or two before the game kicks off. Matt Hayes, how are you, buddy? Lovely to see you in. He said 3-0 United incoming. Bernadette, always lovely to see you, my friend. Eamon's gone, my prediction 2-1 to United, Joelinton to score and Bully Lindelof. Interesting. Rayhan said, a realistic prediction 1-0 to Manchester United. Craig, can we talk about Kate on Anfield Agenda? Absolutely, Samira. Anything you guys want, as always, it's your show on Anfield Agenda. Let me know. But this is Manchester United against Newcastle, so let's try and keep it focused on this one. And as always, folks, I'll keep it call straight down the middle. I know it gets me in some trouble, but I've said it from day one. I can't be part of a channel that covers non-Liverpool games and do it in a biased way, or just what's the point? I might as well do it in a Liverpool channel. So we set up this channel to just try and practice our skills, try and give a non-biased view of what's going on, and I think we've done okay so far. What have we got? So here's going 3-2 or 3-1. Appreciate you being in with us, buddy. Chris Sports said, Craig, hoping United lost. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan. I make no bones about that. Of course, I hope every team above us in the table loses. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, Liverpool are in for a massive fight, mate. But I will call the game fairly, as I always do. But yeah, of course, I want every team above us in the league table to lose. I'd be a hypocrite if I came on and said otherwise. But that won't affect how I call the game today. Don't worry about that. Do I think Newcastle are going down? I sincerely hope not. No, I have a lot of time for Newcastle as a club. Partly because their fans are amazing, and I love the way that they support their team, and I love the way that they always pack out St James's Park when they can, and I love the love that they showed Rafael Benitez, and I feel sorry for what they've had to go through with Ashley there, and the fact that he won't spend a few quid. So yeah, I hope they don't. I have a lot of time for Newcastle fans and the club. Who would you back more, Salah or Bruno on a penalty? It's weird. I've always had this thing about Salah and penalties that he makes me nervous, but yet he scores them. I don't know why I get nervous when he takes them, because the man scores them. I think you could pick either or, mate. They're both great from 12 yards, so I wouldn't really have a preference, except for obviously being a red, I'd probably edge towards Salah, but you know, both decent from 12 yards. What have we got? Fantastic CF17 said I can see a 4-0 United win. Bernadette's going for 4-0 United as well. What else we got? I hope you're over yesterday. I'm not, Kate. I won't lie. I'm absolutely not over it. I couldn't really sleep last night. This is the funny thing. People say I'm a closet United fan or I'm a closet XYZ. I didn't sleep last night properly after that 2-0 loss. I was fuming. Like, Everton deserved their credit, and I will always give it to them. And any team that beats us will get credit from me. But yeah, I didn't sleep well, Kate, and I'm still a little bit annoyed about it today, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, Ross, 9 PM on Anfield Agenda, mate. I'll be doing a new show over there. Ushin, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Right, shall we go through the starting 11s anyway, folks? Because we've got about 8 minutes to go till kick-off. So let me just get my screen swapped over here. We'll go United first. David De Gea in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. Midfield duo, a little bit conservative for me now for Manchester United here with Fred and Nemanja Matic. Then it's Daniel James, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. From a Newcastle perspective, Carl Darlow in goal, Kraft at right back, Lascelles and Clark in the centre back pairing. Then it's Jamal Lewis at left back, John Joe Shelby, Isaac Hayden, Joseph Willock, or Joe Willock really to be fair, Miguel Almiron, Anas Al-Maximan and Joelinton up front. Then on the bench for Manchester United, there's Bailly, Mata, Greenwood, Diallo, Henderson, Telles, Williams, Tuanzebe and Shortar. Must be a young guy this, I don't recognise him. Maybe United fans can fill me in on that one. Then for Newcastle, Dubravka, Dummett, Carroll, Ritchie, Gale, Hendrick, Fraser, Murphy and Longstaff on the bench for them. Dan James against the low block. I'd seen Goldberg saying something about that actually as well. Honestly, I don't pay enough attention to United and Dan James's performances against low blocks to know if that's a good or a bad thing. But he got his goal when he came on the other day for United in that 4-0 win away against Sociedad. Had one disallowed if my memory serves me correct as well. Short tires from the under 23s. Thank you for that, buddy. Again, I wouldn't be as up to date on United's youngsters as I would be on Liverpool's, obviously. Will says, how are you, Craig? Like all Reds, mate, I'm fuming over yesterday's performance, but we got to move on, don't we? Matt Hayes says, Shoreland's a very exciting young prospect. We cover a lot of under 23 games at work and he's very often on the score sheet. Thank you for that, Matt, as well. Again, Matt does know his stuff about young footballers and stuff as well, and yeah, always happy to learn new stuff, buddy. I can see Newcastle playing like Burnley, said Ross. Literally obsessed with United, you. Oh, Jesus, are we off already, mate? Another dickhead in the chat. I'm not even going to dignify you, mate. You can just fuck off. It's as simple as that, honestly. You are an embarrassment to your fan base, fella, so just do one. Honestly, I can't be arsed with you anymore. Craig, love the channel. You're the most unbiased fan I've seen. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Did I get the new iMac? Oh, yes, mate. We've got the iMac a couple of weeks now. We've got a new webcam, which is why I think I look a bit crisper and that as well. But I'm loving the new iMac, fella. Absolutely loving it. It's a wonderful piece of kit. Pedro said, even though I'm a United fan, I wouldn't want to see Liverpool relegated. Enjoy the rivalry. We're never going to get relegated, mate. Well, I say never. You never can say never in life, but we're not at that level of meltdown yet. I don't think we will be either. Issa, how are you? Welcome in. Phil Jones' birthday today. Well done to Phil Jones. Happy birthday to him. Do you think Liverpool are going to make top four? Give my honest opinion. I'm 50-50 on it, Reese. I mean, I think fourth is probably the best that we can hope for now. And looking ahead, I think second and third are a step too far for us. So I think it is that fourth spot that we have to fight. And I'm honestly 50-50, mate. I'm very worried about it. I won't lie to you. People say our home form is bad, but we're third in the home table. Just shows every team is struggling at home this season. Yeah, look, it's been a weird one. Obviously, for every club in the Premier League, no fans inside stadiums, and yeah, I don't know what impact it's had, but we have seen that statistically, obviously, home teams aren't getting as many wins as they would normally get, or at least score as many goals at home, I think, as they normally would. Thoughts on Dan James starting? He did well, I think, for United, Gavin, when he came on against Sociedad. Got himself a goal, had one disallowed. I think was involved in another one, if my memory serves right. I've been somebody that the few bits I've seen of Dan James, I think he's flattered to deceive. I don't think he's been that great for United, but he's still a young lad, so he'll take time. Like I say about Curtis Jones at Liverpool, or like we'd say about Greenwood last year when he was coming through. Any player, young player, needs time from their fan base. Craig, do you know when fans will be back? I'm hoping, Ross. There's talk that they want some fans in for the European final. So let's say Champions League, Europa League final. There's talk that they're hoping to get some fans back in for that. I mean, I'd like to think that the world will be in a place where we can get fans back in for the start of next season inside stadiums, mate, because for everyone's sanity, for the players, for all the fans around the world, no matter what club they support, I mean, just looking at empty stadiums, as good as clubs have done with banners and stuff, it is soul destroying, mate, isn't it, when you just see empty football stadiums? Why you only stream United games? Well, that's a massive lie for a start, mate. I don't only stream United games. I'm doing Chelsea against Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. I've done Leeds games. I've done Arsenal games. I've done City games. And if you don't like it, frankly, mate, fuck right off. It's as simple as that. I'm not here to put up with any of your bollocks anymore. If you don't like it, Lance, fuck off. It's as simple as that, mate. I'm not here to pander to you. I'm here to grow a company, and that's what I'm here to do, pal. Don't like it, do one. It's as simple as that. And let's, again, more lies, because I go through all the watch-alongs, and I've told you, I've done City games, Arsenal games, Leeds games, Southampton games, I think. I've done Europa League games. I'm doing Atletico Chelsea on Tuesday, so honestly, mate, stick your opinion up your hole. Yeah, honestly, I'm just sick of it. What else we got? Is United 99 the best English team of all time? Hard to say. I mean, I'm not old enough to think right back to, obviously, the Forest team that won the European Cup and some of the Liverpool teams in the 70s and 80s. I'm too young to remember. Well, I wasn't born, quite frankly, in the 70s, but yeah, I don't know, mate. They were a great side. I mean, you can't win a treble and not be classed as a good team. Of course, any team had some luck along the way, like Liverpool had in their cup victories as well. But I don't know. I think it's a fair argument. What am I prediction? I think I'm saying 2-1 or 3-1 to United, I think. Could Liverpool fund Mbappe? Not without the Champions League next season, I don't think, mate, which is a huge problem. Just doing the coin toss now, I think they've turned over, have they? Yeah, it looks like that they're changing sides here. So we'll be getting underway at Old Trafford soon, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you to the good folks at One Football, who are our sponsors today and are a sponsor of many of the watch-alongs here on Mundo Sporto. Download the One Football app from the link in the description or from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It honestly is the best football app out there, and like most things these days, it's absolutely free as well, which is fantastic. All your news, statistics, videos, everything you want in a football app right there for you, thanks to the good folks at One Football. So again, massive thank you to those guys for getting behind us here in Mundo Sporto. It's so difficult to keep saying Mundo Sporto when I've done 3 years of saying Anfield Agenda over and over again. It takes some getting used to, even though I did come up with the name. Do you think United will finish second? Second or third, yeah. I think it's a fight between you and Leicester for that second. And I think Liverpool has been honest about it. I think fourth is where we can only aim for. Right, we're on the way at Old Trafford anyway. Fernandes plays the ball back. Lindelof rolls it across to Maguire. Fred. Back to Lindelof. United fans, again, I've asked this a few times, but I would like to know opinions. Who do you rather start alongside Harry Maguire? Do you rather see Lindelof there, or do you rather see Bailly there? Because I've got a mixed review from United fans on who they prefer. Keane, how are you, buddy? Good evening from Mayo, and always good evening back to you from Wexford, buddy. To throw in here to Newcastle, left-hand side. I just need to, I just need to move this. And there's my next door neighbour's dog, right on cue. United have won it back from the throw-in though. With Fred, they roll it back to Lindelof. Lindelof, good pressure coming on from Almiron, who puts a tackle in. And then Lindelof goes through one tackle, then he goes through another tackle. And Maguire, out left-hand side. Rashford, he runs straight into a Newcastle player, but United have it back with Bruno Fernandes. Harry Maguire. Maguire slips it back across to Lindelof. Do I think Liverpool's poor form is because of no VVD? Thank you for the super chat, Reese. I don't think it's that simplistic, mate. I mean, I don't really want to be talking about Liverpool when I'm here to cover United against Newcastle, but it's a whole myriad of reasons from the 3-4 year cycle of players being worn out. Yes, some injuries. Yes, no fans. I can't think it's any one thing in particular. I think it's just a culmination of a load of stuff, mate. What have we got? Rashford breaking into the box here, left hand side. He tried a little step over, missed the ball, and it goes behind for Newcastle goal kick. Marwan said bye, but has just come back from an injury. 2 games in 3 days is too much. What have we got? Bye over Lindelof, but bye has more pace, said Alan Whittle, excuse me, Alan. As a United fan, really love the channel, keep it up, said Sabia. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Jack Deegan, who's also a United fan, reckons Lindelof's a little bit dodgy. And again, Samira, thank you for the kind words. Maguire wins that header from the Newcastle goal kick, but Newcastle still in possession. They slip a ball in that right hand channel. Almiron now fires the ball across. Joelinton turns in the penalty area, goes to ground. It looked like he slipped now, to be fair. There's not even an appeal there. Yeah, he slipped definitely. Shaw has it now. Rashford, he's under pressure. Newcastle have started like they're up for the fight, let's put it that way. Now, as with a lot of teams who are, lacking in confidence, and I suppose I can speak from a Liverpool perspective on this as well, if United can score early, maybe that Newcastle fight will just wilt away, but they've certainly started well here. Joelinton, yeah, he just lost his feet in the penalty area there. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that. Throw in now to Newcastle, right hand side. It looks like they're going to go long into the United penalty area. Throw in comes. Ball goes for a Newcastle corner. Maguire with the clearing header. Newcastle corner now, right hand side. First corner of the game. Hard look on the result last night. Cheers, Jack. But you know what? We didn't deserve anything from the game. Maybe you could say, maybe argue we could have gotten a draw. But we weren't at it. It was Everton's day, unfortunately, and just got to take it on the chin, pal. Triple S, a big fan from the Caribbean. Lots of love right back to you, my friend. Lots of love. Really appreciate you watching. I'm so jealous of where you are. I'm not going to lie. Almiron now at the corner for Newcastle. First one of the game. He goes short. They roll it back to John Joe Shelby. He whips the ball towards the far post. Loses his foot, and as he does it, the ball hangs up in the air. De Gea punches it. And then De Gea's on the ground. And he touches one over the bar. Ooh. Close that. I mean, I didn't see what happened to cause De Gea to go to ground after he punched the clearance, but it dropped to a Newcastle player on the edge of the box. So Shelby loses his foot and the ball's up in the air. De Gea comes and punches. Then he trips over a Newcastle player. Joelinton has a strike and De Gea gets back to his feet and tips it back over the bar. It took a deflection as well, so De Gea did well to get his footwork in order. Touches over the bar, it'll be another corner to Newcastle. How are we, Liz? Hope you're well. Lovely to see you in. Lots of love to you and the family as always. Right, Shelby with the corner for Newcastle. Right hand side. Ball in. Again, breaks to the edge of the box. Dan James, that's good pressing from him, to be fair. He's got some speed, doesn't he? Almiron now. Right hand side for Newcastle. Shelby. I don't know who he was rolling that ball down the line to, but there ain't nobody home, Shelby. When will Jota be back? Again, all Liverpool stuff, mate. I'm more than happy to answer, and I'll do it at 9 o'clock in the late night agenda, buddy. Promise you. Come over at 9 o'clock, I'll answer anything you have to ask. It was Lascelles he tripped over, was it? Cheers, buddy. Ricochet, De Gea had to be on his feet there again to clear it. It's been a good start this from Newcastle. I've certainly started the brighter of the two teams. There's a free kick here for United. Newcastle player coming back from an offside position. Fred and Maguire having words about something. I'm not quite sure what they're both unhappy about with each other. Nice one, Doug. I hope the house hunting went well, mate. And again, always exciting times, mate, if you're moving into a new place with the missus. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now, right hand side. He's dispossessed though. Now John Joe Shelby has it for Newcastle. Back to Lascelles. Nothing on for him, so he goes back to Darlow. Darlow puts his foot through it and launches the ball long upfield. Maguire wins the header, but he was impeded as he was doing it by Joelinton. I hate seeing that. I don't like players arching their back when another player's coming behind them to head the ball. It's going to end in a serious injury for somebody someday. Maguire this time he looks like he's alright, but he landed again straight down. I don't like it. And yeah, there's 6 of one, half of dozen at the other at times, because some players do climb up backs, but I think it'll just end in an injury someday. Lindelof. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. James now cuts inside, goes past a few tackles and then is brought to ground, wins the free kick, takes it quickly. Paul Tierney, by the way, is today's match official for those of you that aren't aware. My day's been not too bad, thank you, Isa. I hope yours has been good. Or Isa, I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to say that. Martial, Rashford, goes out off a Newcastle player. It'll be a Manchester United throw-in down near the corner flag here, left-hand side. 7 minutes gone at Old Trafford, still scoreless. Best chance of the game, probably Newcastle so far. Shaw takes the throw-in. Little 1-2 at Rashford. Ball back on the inside, but Newcastle defend it well and clear their lines. Joelinton flicks it on, looking for the pace of Almiron, who has it now right-hand side. He's got very little support. He's waiting for it. Still Almiron slips the ball inside looking for Joelinton, but Harry Maguire had got back. Good covering from him, and Fred carries it forward. Just as I jinxed him, Fred just puts it straight out for a Newcastle throw-in. Keane said, Mark Albert made a good point saying there were 6 teams scrapping for 3 places in the league. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, from our perspective, we've got to just eye 4th spot at this moment. I'll be honest about it. Like, unless we go on a run, that's where we got to be aiming for. Well, obviously aim higher, but I think that's the most realistic spot, which is not great, but I take it over not finishing 4th, put it that way. Joelinton now. He wins a tackle. Lascelles. That dog needs to shut up next door, honestly. I'm really getting fed up of it constantly barking. Lascelles. Nope, referee's brought it back for a free kick. I think Almiron was fouled. He's down holding his right knee. I'm not jinxing anybody, Alan. Jesus Christ, mate. You've any idea how tiring that shit is? If I'm jinxing Liverpool, then every fucking Liverpool fan owes me a massive debt of gratitude for us winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the Club World Cup and the Super Cup. Because that doesn't get mentioned. People think I've only been doing this for 6 months. I've put in 3 years of hard graft. 3 years of doing stuff for free, giving up family time, giving up everything I can to try and grow channels, mate. And I have not jinxed Liverpool. It's lazy shit that gets flung at me by idiots. Lindelof. De Gea. Back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Oh, Jesus, dog, shut up. De Gea, that's awful. Straight to Joelinton. He rolls it across. Shelby. I mean, United got lucky there. David De Gea gifted the ball to Joelinton, who shit the bed and hadn't got the courage to take it on himself, so rolled it across to Shelby. No, I don't know Ishmael, but I've heard about him. Family are safe, thank you, Clancy, mate. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Looking for options. Matic. Matic switches play across to this left hand side now to Luke Shaw. Shaw's attempted pass ricochets out to Marcus Rashford. Rashford now puts a cross in, but it's blocked, and Shelby has it on the edge of his own penalty area. He rolls it out to what's the young lad's name again? Jamal Lewis. Keep forgetting his name. I will call him Jamal Lascelles there. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Said I'm relaxed, giving Newcastle hope, then kill game. There you go. Free kick here to United. Foul on Bruno Fernandes. Right on the edge of potential shooting distance here, I'd say. It was Lascelles with the foul. It was a definite foul. Stepped across Bruno Fernandes' left leg. Sent him over. It'll be a free kick to United. Thoughts on All Leeds TV? I love the lads. I love Joe and the lads at All Leeds TV, mate. They're friends of mine and a great channel. Absolutely brilliant fan channel. Deserves all the accolades and plaudits that comes its way. I know United fans hate Leeds, I get that. But they are a great channel and lovely lads. Ball in to the back post. Darlow comes and claims it. I think it was aimed at Matic, who made a late run to the far post. But the ball is safely in the arms of Carl Darlow. Do you think Newcastle will stay up? I hope so, as I've said numerous. I don't know, but hope. I really do hope they stay up because, as I said, I have a lot of time for their fan base and the club as a whole. I just really feel for them having Ashley as an owner. De Gea now clears it long for Manchester United. Lascelles is underneath it. He nods it down. Dan James is in a bit of a niggle there with Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis then pulls him down, and it'll be another free kick to Manchester United in a similar position from the last one. Just unnecessary from Lewis again. United take this one quickly. Fernandes puts a cross to the edge of the box, but it's easily hooked away by Jamal Lascelles. Lindelof. Maguire. Lindelof under pressure from Almiron. Good press this from Newcastle, but United go long. But it goes straight through to Carl Darlow. Hasn't been a great start to this game from either side, to be honest. Newcastle did start with a bit more intensity than United, but it looks a little bit disjointed. Newcastle haven't really been able to get Alisson Maximum involved yet, nor United really with Anthony Martial. Matic, centre of the pitch. There was a run made, but he didn't spot it, so he goes that left-hand side to Luke Shaw. Rashford. Back to Harry Maguire. Again, the press is there from Newcastle. Almiron. They're working for their manager, Newcastle. I mean, you know, you talk about sometimes managers losing the dressing room. Well, Newcastle are certainly out there running the hard yards for their manager. Jamal Lewis now. Left-hand side, just inside his own half to John Joe Shelby. Shelby's under pressure from Fred, so goes backwards. Again, it's all the way back now with Carl Darlow for Newcastle. Ball launched long from Darlow. Again, Harry Maguire there to win the header for United. Matic, bit of head tennis going on here. Eventually Harry Maguire just sticks a left boot through it, launches it long again, though it's headed back from Jamal Lascelles, and Fred has it in midfield now for United. Did anybody watch the game earlier on? I know Jack Gill covered it here on Mundo Sport, though I didn't get a chance to watch the Arsenal-Manchester City game. Seen the result. Was it a good game? Anyone watch it? I didn't get a chance to see it. Power play, so I can't believe Shelby's only 28. I didn't even know what age he was, to be fair, mate. I know he has alopecia. I believe he has alopecia, if my memory's correct. Thank you, Jack. So can we please give credit and praise to this man? I don't need it, mate. I just don't need abuse. That's the only thing. I'm not looking for people to blow smoke. I appreciate it, Jack. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just looking for people to give me a fair shout, mate. That's all. Come in, watch the streams. If you like them, great. If you don't like them, fair enough. But I'm just fed up as fuck of all the toxicity nonsense, mate. It was a boring game, a lot of people saying earlier on. Good first 10 minutes, boring after that. Again, though, they ground out the win, didn't they, City? You got to give them credit for that one. They are, what's that, 14 in a row, 15 in a row, something like that now? So Maximum has it now, left-hand side for Newcastle. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's right tight to him. Ball goes back to Shelvey. Jamal Lewis. So Maximum again here for Newcastle. Slips a little ball inside. That's a good time ball down the line now. Ball in. It's too easy for David De Gea though. It was a good bit of play there from Newcastle down the left hand side, but Almiron's cross was too close to the United keeper. Now Matic, well, the game is stretched, flicks it across right hand side to Bruno Fernandes. Daniel James goes on the overlap, but Fernandes switches the angle looking for Marcus Rashford. Well defended by Newcastle, and Shelvey has it. Again, he goes long up the line looking for Jolton. I've noticed a lot of long balls from both sides in this game so far. 18 in a row, Christ. That's a one hell of a run, like, fair play. I mean, it kills me to say it, but Jesus, that's one hell of a run, isn't it? 18 in a row. Shelvey for Newcastle, centre of the pitch. Back to Joelinton. Joelinton goes past Fernandes. Then turns back and gives it over to Jamal Lewis. Little 1-2 from Jamal Lewis. Almiron started this game rather brightly, hasn't he? He's been all over the place here. Shelvey leaves a little dummy, but silly. It goes straight to Dan James. James works at that left-hand side now to Bruno Fernandes. Space all the way over on the right-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's in a ton of space over there if they can get the ball across, but no, they were a bit slow, and so Maximum closes off that channel. Bit loose so far this game. Nobody really getting a grab of it. Or getting a hold of it, I should say, yeah. Clark to Lascelles. He launches the ball long again, right hand side, looking for either Joelinton. Newcastle have it back. Shelvey. It was Clark, excuse me. Shaw managed to keep it in play even though he thought it was out of play. When the player himself stops thinking it's out of play, and the linesman doesn't give it who's 2 yards away, you wonder. Here's Shelvey now for Newcastle. Switches the angle across looking for Alisson Maximum, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka's there and heads it away, but only as far as Almiron. Almiron now to Jamal Lewis. Again, Almiron. So Maximum. Ball inside looking for Shelvey. Just a little bit over hit, but it was a well thought out move that, but David De Gea comes out and claims it. Again, just that last ball lacking there from Newcastle. It's a well timed run from Shelvey into the box. A good spot from Sir Maximum, but he just overhit the cross. Dan James now, right hand side. Flashes one across the penalty area. Initially it was spilled by Darlow, but he gets back up and claims it. Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate that. It's been... Newcastle have started brightly, Jake, but, you know, not really created clear chances, but they're definitely running the hard yards for the manager. I mean, you couldn't accuse these players so far from Newcastle of throwing in the towel and not playing for their manager, but you feel that there's not enough real class there. I mean, you've got some Maximum. Shelvey can do a bit, and Almiron looks lively, but they just look like they just lack that one player that can just really make things tick for them, or be clinical in the final third. Obviously, the massive loss for them with their main striker being out, but I think United will grind them down as this game goes on. They seem to be just biding their time. If you know, it seems like, if I was to use a boxing analogy, it seems like United are just soaking up what Newcastle throw at them early and hope to stop them in the later rounds, for want of a better phrase. Rashford now, left hand side for United. Ball back inside to Nemanja Matic. Maguire. Again, you're looking for movement ahead. If you're a United fan, there wasn't too much, but it was a nice ball from Maguire to Shaw. Fernandes now, edge of the box, strike, it's blocked. Maguire wins the first header, and United now have it back with Luke Shaw. He gives it to Marcus Rashford. Rashford now goes on a little run into the penalty area. Couple of step overs from him. Gets the ball, gives it away, but wins it back. Matic has it now for United. Goes back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes to Harry Maguire. Fred. Matic. Fernandes has drifted central. Fred here is just looking for options ahead of him. Shaw. Back to Matic. Matic has a little charge forward. A little burst into the Newcastle penalty area. Just about manages to maintain possession. Gives it back to Luke Shaw. Shaw now has a run across the edge of the 18-yard box. Fires a nice ball into Anthony Martial. Martial plays a terrible ball out left looking for Rashford. Completely overhit. The attack breaks down. It'll be a Newcastle throw-in. Hey Adam, how are you, mate? Cheers for the kind words, pal. I'm not too bad, thanks, Remy. I'm obviously still annoyed about yesterday, but yeah, it's been tough, man. Isn't it? Four home losses in a row in the Premier League, or 4 losses in a row anyway. It's yeah, it's tough old times, fella. But you know what can you do? Just gotta keep grinding it out and hoping that things turn around. Throw in Newcastle right hand side. Yeah, now it's a United throw in. Just again, Maguire takes it quickly. I hate the way cameramen show us players or the stands when the ball's in play. It's something that really annoys me. Rashford. Back to Matic. Fred. Again, the Newcastle press is good, but United trying to draw them on and play around that press. They've got past the first line now. Matic has a bit of space. He switches play across right hand side to Dan James. Aaron Wan-Bissaka goes on the overlap. James, strike again, it's blocked. This time it falls to Alan Saint-Maximin, but he's got no support there. And United eventually get bodies back with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and win it back. Fred now. Fernandes back to Nemanja Matic. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Martial. He goes to ground, referee says nothing doing. And Newcastle start to counter-attack with Almiron. My God, that lad has pace. Look at him go. Almiron. United eventually get bodies back and smother it out. He should have just kept going at Lindelof there, but United's Aaron Wan-Bissaka track back and now he has it. Fernandes, centre of the pitch, rolls it into Luke Shaw. Shaw now goes charging down this left-hand side. Martial makes a run ahead of him. Good tackle from Shelvey, but it breaks to Rashford. Back to Fernandes. Fernandes gives it to Rashford. Back to Fernandes. Little Scoopy dink over the top, but Carl Darlow comes out and gathers it. I'm not too bad, my friend, or anybody that's asking. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not too bad. Obviously fuming about yesterday, but I've got to push that aside when I'm doing these watch-alongs. Who am I most scared of when we play you? Probably, it's probably somebody who might not even start the game for you, Dave. Pulisic scares the shit out of me. Massively, because I wanted him at Liverpool, and I'm a sucker for somebody that runs at players with pace, mate, and that's one thing I really like about Christian Pulisic. So even though he may not start, Pulisic. Bristol City fan up in Sligo. How are you, Russell? Said 7 losses in a row for us. Manager sacked. Okay, I think you've answered the how are you question. Diocco said, watching 3 a.m. in the Philippines. Love you, my brother. Love you right back, fella. And excited for this game, but you're sleepy. I can imagine that, mate. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. for me is just, it's honestly the way my body clock is. 3 a.m. my time is probably tea time for most people. Are we going to finish top 4? I can only imagine you're a Liverpool fan, Mervyn, and I think it's 50-50, mate. I honestly think it's 50-50. He's injured at the minute. Well, look, you've got a lot of great players there, Dave, to be fair. Your recruitment in the summer was excellent. It's going to be an interesting game, and definitely a lot riding on the game for both clubs' top 4 ambitions, buddy. Darlow launches the ball long here for Newcastle. Drops to Nemanja Matic, who's out hustled, and Newcastle have it back in the centre of the pitch. Bit of a slack pass though, allows Rashford to intercept it, but then his slack control gives it straight back to Newcastle, who play it off their own number 9, and it goes out for a throw in, and the slackness continues. Lindelof, Matic. We've already had 25 minutes. That's absolutely flown by. Still scoreless at Old Trafford. Not really many great clear-cut chances to speak of from either side. Newcastle did force a couple of decent saves from David De Gea, but you know, ones you would expect them to make. And it's a maximum now. Nice little back heel. Victor Lindelof gets there, headed Jamal Lewis. I keep going to say Jamal Lascelles because it's ingrained in my head. But yeah, it'll be a throw in for Newcastle here, left hand side. Again, all Liverpool questions, folks. 9 p.m. Anfield agenda. More than happy to go through all of it for you tonight. Just, you know, I'm here to concentrate on this game and practice my skills as well at commentary, punditry, whatever you want to call it, and just from a non-biased perspective. So try and mix the interaction a little bit, obviously, with the commentary to keep people up to date with what's going on. Newcastle have the ball centre of the pitch now, right in the halfway line with Jamal Lascelles. He goes out right hand side. Decent work from Joelinton, but eventually he runs into Nemanja Matic and he backheels it to Rashford, and Rashford puts the ball straight out of play and it'll be a throw into Newcastle. Some just strange stuff at the start of this game. Opinions on Shelvey. Hasn't lived up to the potential, is what I would say. Some moments of absolute sheer brilliance, and you can see that the guy has all the skill he needs, but for whatever reason just hasn't really broke through at the highest level. Strike from Almiron from distance. Easy enough for David De Gea to get behind, and may have even been going wide, but still it was handy enough for David De Gea. Not sure, maybe it was going to creep in, but easy. Easy for the United keeper anyway. Luke Shaw now. Rolls the ball inside to Rashford. It's a bit loose from Rashford. Maguire manages to get there. Little triangle from United between Maguire, Lindelof and Fred, and Maguire carries the ball forward. Bruno Fernandes now. Out to Luke Shaw. Shaw back inside to Fernandes. Inadvertently it manages to get to Daniel James, but a good tackle from Jamal Lewis forces Daniel James a bit wide. Still has it though. Again, he's looking for support, gives it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, back to Bruno Fernandes. He gives it to Fred, carries on his run, and Fred looks to switch up the angle of attack out to this left hand channel with Luke Shaw. Matic now, cross to the far post. It's flicked away, but again Dan James is there to recycle it for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Dan James. Bruno Fernandes. Aaron Wan-Bissaka charges across the 18-yard box, has a strike. Similar to the Almiron, easy enough for Carl Darlow to get down and gather. And again, I think that one definitely was going wide. Although here's a replay that will probably show me I was wrong. No, it was going wide. Craig, do you think Houlden could come to Chelsea? I certainly hope not. Yeah, obviously I don't want to go to any Premier League rival. But yeah, you can't rule that now. City, Chelsea, you never know. Fred, centre of the pitch for Manchester United. Again, it's all very congested there. He gives it to Matic, and Matic goes back to Maguire. Maguire out left hand side to Rashford, back to Harry Maguire. Matic, Lindelof. Just about to hit the half-hour mark at Old Trafford, still scoreless. Dan James to Anthony Martial, back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He rolls the ball across to Lindelof. Again, folks, if you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. Someone saying Forza Inter. Big win for them today in the derby, 3-0. Double for Lautaro Martinez and one for Romelu Lukaku as well, which I think cements Inter's place at the top of the table. Rashford makes it 1-0 to Manchester United. Cuts inside onto his right foot, kind of out of nowhere. One of these positions where he was on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Shifts it onto his right foot. Fires a shot into the near post. Beats Carl Darlow, and it's 1-0 to Manchester United. I'll see a replay to see if the keeper should have done better, but Rashford won't care one jot. Why should he? It's 1-0 to United at Old Trafford. Right on the half-hour mark. Let's have a look at the replay. He picks it up in the left channel. nutmegs the defender, then does him on the inside, cuts back, fires a quick shot. Darlow should have done better, but as I say, United fans and Rashford won't give one damn about that, and why should they? But if you're a Newcastle fan, you're thinking your keeper should have done better with the near post here. But again, it's good work from Rashford. Frees up onto his right foot, gets the shot away, and it's 1-0 to United. Fires it through the legs of the defender as well. I don't know if I'm being harsh on Darlow there, or if he perhaps should have got down. He feels, you can see by the look of his face, he feels he should have done better. Yeah, camera keeps going back to Carl Darlow, so I'm imagining the general consensus is he should have done better with that. But again, if you're a United fan, you wouldn't care one bit. Rashford done his job, stuck the ball between the posts, and it's 1-0. Opinions on Nottingham Forest. My wife's a Forest fan, mate, but I can't say I follow them too much these days. It seems to be that they get themselves into good positions in the first half of the league over the last few years. I know this year they're lower half of the table. Lower mid half, I should say, and then somehow managed to capitulate and get out of the playoffs. So, yeah, I've a soft spot for them because of my wife, but I don't watch too much of the Championship, to be honest. Darlow launches the ball out right hand side. Maguire wins the header. Ball drops to Fernandes. Fred. Rashford. He's dispossessed by Joelinton, who knocks it forward to Miguel Almiron. He's fouled by Fred as he tried to bring the ball down and turn, and it'll be a free kick to Newcastle around the semicircle area, centre of the pitch. Who can win the Europa League? It's a tough competition to win, mate. There's a lot of teams in it, and I find it very difficult to predict any of the European competitions, to be honest. Excellent stream, Craig. I'm only yoking. See, that makes me laugh, mate. Well played. The yoking part was the cherry on top of the cake, mate. Well played. Free to the far post, it's headed back down. Fred comes, keeper gives him a shout, and David De Gea grabs it easily for United. He looks to roll it out quickly while Newcastle defenders are out of position. Again, though, the cameraman has a hard on for showing players tracking back when the ball's in play. That does my head in. Does it annoy anybody else? Like, we're here to watch a game of football, the ball's in play, and the cameraman showing us a player jogging back or the stands or something. It does me head in. Fernandes. Martial. Shaw. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Slips it inside to Fred. What shampoo do I use? And one you couldn't afford, bitch. Put it that way. Sorry, if you see me looking like this or around, it's because the corner of my monitor is blocking the edge of my TV, so I'll keep having to look around it. Again, Newcastle have it with Almiron. He tries a back heel. It goes out off Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and that'll be a throw in to Newcastle left hand side. Nice hoodie. Cheers, buddy. It's been sitting in the wardrobe for a while. My wife bought it for me actually, and forgot about it, and then seen it yesterday and I thought, oh, that looks comfortable. I'll give that a bash. Is my wife a big football fan? No, she just has an affinity for Forest because she visited Nottingham a lot with she was in the Scouts growing up. Her dad was a Scout leader, and they often went to a Scout convention, I think, or something in Nottingham. So she had a tour of the stadium and stuff, and she's always had a soft spot for them since then. But no, not really. Shoulders and shoulders. Fair play. That's funny. See, that's the type of banter I can get behind, mate. That's funny. I'm alright, thank you, Jake. I hope you're alright as well. Again, Newcastle fizzed in across there, and it'll go behind for a corner. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half here at Old Trafford. Manchester United leading by a Marcus Rashford goal to nil. Right on the half hour mark. Shelby puts the cross in. It's deep, deep, deep. It's flicked by Martial. Drops to Saint-Maximin. Couple of step overs from him. Strike. Oh, it's a good save from De Gea. When that left his boot, I thought that was going top bins, but it was a little bit more central. But David De Gea still had to scramble, get a hand on it, and that shows you what Alan Saint-Maximin can do. He's a quality footballer. Cuts in on his right foot, gets a strike. Again, it's another one that's, De Gea should be saving, but he has saved, so, you know, you got to give credit to the keeper in these scenarios. Does anyone dislike Rashford? Nah, how could you dislike that man after everything he's been doing? He just seems like he's a very, very good young man that was raised very well, and it's 1-1. It's 1-1. Saint-Maximin, just as we spoke about him, he comes in with a volley, side foot. I'll talk you through it in a second. He's busy celebrating and dancing here, but the camera pans to Maguire, so I'm gathering he missed something here, and it's 1-1 at Old Trafford. Alan Saint-Maximin, just as we gave him the big build-up a second ago. And it's 1-1. I'll talk you through it in a second. I just want to see a replay of it myself. So the corner came in. Shelby plays it back to Almiron. They go deep. It's whipped in. Maguire flicks it. And he flicks it only as far as Alan Saint-Maximin, who came on side foot right volley. It's a poor header from Maguire. And then it's a good controlled side foot finish that from Saint-Maximin. On the half volley, Christ, that wasn't easy. You know, credit where it's due. To keep that on target like he did. Right on the half volley with a side foot. That takes quality, to be fair, and nothing the keeper can do about it, and it's 1-1. You got to give credit to Saint-Maximin there. I mean, yes, United fans, I'm sure, will be out there screaming about Maguire, and rightly so, but, you know, it's always good to look at the attacking side's perspective as well, and Saint-Maximin with a tidy finish. And it's 1-1. So my 3-1 prediction's still on. Maguire. Lindelof. Fernandes. He had his ankles clipped. It'll be a free kick to United. Bit of argy-bargy. Alright, lads, no need for it. Relax, just walk away from each other. We know it's all handbags. Let's just... Alright, calm down, everyone. I mean, I understand that I've been involved in these moments myself, and I am rather hot-headed, but it never ends in any good when this stuff starts. It just ends in yellow cards being flashed around by the refs. It was Fernandes that pushed Houlden, that Houlden just walked straight back and pushes Fernandes, and then argy-bargy, handbags, and everybody starts getting involved. The usual stuff. Anyway, it'll end up with a free kick to Manchester United. About 10-15 yards. Fernandes has picked up a yellow for it. As I said, it's all unnecessary from both sets of players. And Isaac Houlden as well got a booking as well. So both players booked that were in that incident. Kind of left Paul Tierney with no option, to be fair. What have we got? Just over 7 minutes to go in the first half here. Maguire. For those coming in a little bit late, Marcus Rashford opened the scoring for Manchester United with a well-taken goal from his perspective as well. Some good build-up play from him, made it 1-0. And then Harry Maguire misjudges a headed clearance, is that fair to say? And Saint-Maximin with an excellent side-foot volley made it 1-1. Shaw now clears it for United. Rashford. Again, it was good. Good play from Rashford there to hold the ball up. He wins a free kick for his side, and yeah, it's 1-1, as I said, as things stand. Not being rude, but when you get angry or find it funny, you lean back and your face turns like a sheet. I know, you're right as well, Dave. I just don't know what else to do, because I don't want to break anything else in my life. Do you know what I mean, mate? I've smashed so much shit over the years that, yeah, yesterday was so tough to take from me being a Liverpool fan, obviously losing the derby at home. I'm not complaining about any decisions or anything. I mean, I have my own thoughts on the penalty incident, but we were still losing at that point. It just wasn't good enough. But yeah, it's nice to do these type of games where I've no emotional involvement in them. I can just call it as I see it, and gives me a chance to interact with other clubs' fans as well, which I enjoy. Martial now for United, left hand side. Again, looking for support, rolls it back to Fred. Fred, step over, strike. Again, Darlow straight at him, which he still manages to kind of make a meal of, but eventually gathers it. Fred got it though, shifted out of his feet, straight away, tried to strike. Did move in the air a little bit, in fairness to Darlow. Will I be doing the Champions League watch along on Tuesday and Wednesday? I'm doing the Tuesday one, mate. I'm doing the Atletico Chelsea game on Tuesday, and Jack Gill will be doing the game on Wednesday, because I'm taking the day off on Wednesday. So Jack will be doing the, I think it's the Man City or Mönchengladbach City game. I think he's doing on Wednesday, mate, if my memory's correct. So Maxima, he's dispossessed by Fernandes. Fernandes plays it out right hand side. Darman Bissaka back to Bruno Fernandes. Again, he goes out right hand side to Dan James. James goes on the run, gets to the byline, puts a cross in. It's blocked, and it's I think it should be a corner to Manchester United. Although Newcastle are appealing for a goal kick. I think the corner's been awarded. Yeah, it has. It's corner to United, right hand side. Score predictions for the Chelsea game, as in Liverpool Chelsea or the Atletico Chelsea game, Jake. Sorry, I'm not sure which one you mean. Obviously, Atletico not, in great form. They are top of the league, but they were coming off a draw and a loss lately. 2-0 loss at home yesterday was a massive shock. Corner comes in. It's cleared by Newcastle and they go on the counter now, right hand side. Fred scrambling to get back and Newcastle look to play a long ball to San Maximin, but it's misjudged and it goes through to David De Gea. Let's do both. I can't comment on the Chelsea-Liverpool game yet, mate, or the Liverpool-Chelsea game yet, because I don't know who we're going to have fit and available. Obviously, I want Fabinho back. I'm hoping beyond hope, some miracle that we've Jota back. Keita could be back, so I'll go through all the Liverpool stuff at 9. But in the Champions League, I think it'll be a tight affair. Maybe 1 or 2 goals in the first leg in Spain. But Atletico are no mugs, as we know only too well. And they've got Luis Suarez there as well now. Still can't believe Barcelona let him go to Atletico. That was just stupidity. Rashford with a cross in. It's headed away by Lascelles. Back to Lindelof. Maguire now. 3 minutes plus additional time left in the first half here at Old Trafford. Matic carries the ball well. Tries a little poke through to Rashford, but it's cleared and now Almiron has it for Newcastle. Almiron, bit of a gallop down this right hand side from him. Very lively first half from Almiron. He's so full of energy and running, but sometimes just that little bit of quality lacking from his game. I actually watched a fair bit of Almiron when he was playing in the MLS with Atlanta, and he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So when Newcastle signed him, I thought, him and Martinez, Joseph Martinez, were amazing for Atlanta. So when they signed him, I just thought, good player, but he's only shown flashes of it. Here he is again now and tries to thread a ball through to Alan Saint-Maximin, and again it's misjudged. Joelinton's down again, but he's back up on his feet now. Maguire, ball out left hand side to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes switches it across. It goes by Fred, but it's picked up by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Dan James. He goes round the outside again, cuts back. He's got some pace, doesn't he, the young lad? Matic fires the ball in. It was a good ball, actually. It was right to the feet of Martial, but he couldn't control it, and it'll go behind for a Newcastle goal kick. Cortic said, "Hey Craig, keep up the good work. You're a good guy with a great channel, though, I have to say. I love you." I think you meant to say raging, as us Arsenal fans need a bit of a laugh nowadays. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I hate raging, mate. Honestly, I'd much rather be singing songs, celebrating and doing, happy moments on the channel. And people say to you, your channel grows when Liverpool lose. I would swap every single one of those for 3 points. I promise you. Yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, it's the toughest period as a Liverpool fan we've gone through in probably 4 years. We've been spoiled. What we've seen from Liverpool over the last 3 years has been amazing. And it's just so big for us. If we really need to get Champions League football this season, or the summer could look a whole lot different. But anyway, as I said, we're approaching half-time here at Old Trafford. Rashford with the opening goal. Again, from an attacking perspective, I always like to look at these goals from 2 different perspectives. From an attacking perspective, Rashford did everything you could ask of him. Tidy footwork, good finish. Darlow should have done better. From the United perspective, on the defensive side, from the corner, Maguire's header should have been better. But from the attacking side, you cannot take away from the finish from, say, Maximan, who half volley side foot. No chance for the keeper. So attacking wise, both good goals. Defensive wise, you could say both clubs could have done better defending those situations. Lindelof now scurries back and rolls it across to Harry Maguire. Just about to hit the 45-minute mark here at Old Trafford. We'll see if there's much additional time added on by Paul Tierney. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of additional time in the first half. Rashford. Back to Maguire. Maguire tries to switch to Luke Shaw, but it's overhit. And then the camera pans to Solskjaer, who doesn't look very pleased up in the stands. How do you feel Liverpool's title race is over? Heartbroken, Harvey, mate. Obviously, you know, at one point, even with Van Dijk out, that we were 5 clear. And throughout January and February, we capitulated, pal. And it is what it is, unfortunately. All I think is hope that we'll be back next season. And hopefully back in the race. And we still got a lot to play for this year. So I'm not giving up. I don't mean with regards to the title, giving up on that. But we've a lot of potential still left to get out of this season. Newcastle have done well to dispossess United here in the final third. Shelby has it, but he's under pressure from Fred and he's forced to go back. Do I like chicken curry? I do, yes mate, I do. I'm really fussy though. I wouldn't eat any, I just eat the meat, the sauce and the rice, mate. I wouldn't eat any of the veg or the peas or the onions or any of that stuff. Dan James now for United, right hand side. Final 40 seconds of the first half here at Old Trafford. Fred, Matic. Again, if you have enjoyed it, folks, please do hit that subscribe button. As you can see, we're edging bit by bit closer to 13k, which is amazing. Very thankful for your support. Shaw to Rashford. He was offside. Coming back from an offside position, I should say. And that should pretty much take us through to half-time, barring, what, a couple of seconds or so. Proud to be Geordie Part 2 said, Craig's so unbiased and always speaks the truth. Love it. I've always made that promise, mate. That's all I said when we started the channel on here is you're going to get nothing but me calling it straight down the middle. Regardless of the fact I'm a Liverpool fan. And yes, of course I'd want United to drop points. But for this channel to have any integrity, we've got to be unbiased and call it as we see it. So that's what I'll always do. And I appreciate you noticing it, pal. Thank you. Somebody says from United, BTEC Megamind said from United stance, this is tactically embarrassing. And there goes the whistle for half time. So 1-1 at the first half at Old Trafford, ladies and gentlemen. Time for you guys to have your say in the chat. And either side, Newcastle fans, United fans, neutrals, let me know what you thought of the first half. What do I do most days? Well, I'm somebody who doesn't go outside, mate. I've been outside, I think 6 times since last March. I get up, I have coffee, and you know I've got a young child with autism, and he's full of energy, so I try and spend some time with him. Obviously, I have a daughter who's turning 17 in May, and spend as much time as I can with the family. But just kept busy with the channels, to be honest. But you know, the channels have been my real lifeline to the outside world during COVID, and without the YouTube channels, I honestly don't think I'd cope anywhere near as well. And yeah, I offset that with the abuse I receive, but honestly, the interactions, they mean the world to me, and they make me smile. And well, fucking being a Red, obviously, right now, Liverpool fan, I haven't been smiling much lately, but yeah, it's I just love doing it. I really do, and I'm close now that, you know, it could be a full-time gig for me by the start of next season, fingers crossed. So I'm just trying to grind it out, mate. And I tell you what has been pleasing actually is I've been winning over some neutrals bit by bit. You know, there's a perception of anybody when you see clips, and I get it. I've made those assumptions myself about other people from clips, so I fully understand it. But what I found is that when people take the time to come in and watch a stream with us and interact with the people in the chat, we have some fun, and people understand that I'm a normal, rational human being. Like, I just get very emotional watching Liverpool. I always have, and I always will. Coffee or tea? Oh, coffee, 100%. My wife is tea, I'm coffee. Am I changing my score prediction? No, I think I'll stick on 3-1 to United. That's the one I went with before the game. Do you think Willian is like Origi? No, I think he's better than Origi, if I'm being honest with you. You know what, Willian's getting on in age. You know, he's what, early 30s now, 32, 33, something like that. But I've always admired him as a footballer. I love his work rate. He would have slotted into a Klopp team actually fairly handily, Willian. Somebody who, yeah, I've always thought is a very good footballer. I'm gonna try pronounce your name, buddy. Yuvraj said, I'm a Liverpool fan and I feel your pain about the rage and sometimes cry and love your watch-alongs. Commentary is clear and amazing. His prediction also 3-1 to United. Darren Hodgson said, I agree, Craig. People can be rude. I have a 7-year-old, love football, no hate, no racism, pure passion and love. That's all I am, mate. I love the sport. I fucking love. I've been involved in football my entire life. I absolutely live and breathe the sport, man. I watch at least 20 games of football a week. It is, I love it. So if I can eventually do this, whether it be Anfield Agenda or Mundo Sporto, as a career, that is me honestly living my dream outside of being a footballer, which, you know, I was never good enough to make it at that level. So, you know, this is me following and chasing my dreams. And you guys could make that a reality, and I'll always be grateful for that. Right, let me have a chat about half-time, ladies and gentlemen. This game is being brought to you thanks to the good folks at the OneFootball app. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, now's the time. Go to the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store. Use the link that's in the description of the stream. Let them know that we sent you. It is the go-to app. You know about this app already. It's the best football app out there, bar none. Completely free. Gives you all your statistics, all your fixtures, breaking news, transfer gossip, everything you need. You can see it there on the screen now. It is the one-stop shop for all your football needs. And a massive thank you to the folks at OneFootball for backing us here on Mundo Sporto and letting us carry on and do our thing. So lots of love to them. And look, you probably already have the app. It's amazing. I'm looking at it right here now as I'm calling the game. It is quality. Paddy Stewart said, Craig, I have the OneFootball app. Loads of people do, mate, because it's just that good, to be honest with you. So glad you're already using it. Who scored for Newcastle? Daniel, it was Alisson Maximan with a very tidy half-full right foot volley that he did really well to keep it under control. Where can Tottenham finish in the Premier League? They're in as every bit of trouble as we are as Liverpool fans, mate. I mean, lost again. I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't really care where they finish either. Again, don't mean that to be rude, but it's been a very disjointed season from them. Bossman said I use OneFootball every day. Anyone I know that loves football has the app. Like, it is the go-to app. It's great when you're sponsored by a product that you genuinely like. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love the product, and genuinely, they're class. I mean, how many football YouTubers do you see them supporting as well? They really are involved in this ecosystem that we're all here doing, and without people like OneFootball, from other channel, without Boyle Sports, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So to be able to talk about an app or a company in glowing terms because it's good makes this easy, and the OneFootball app is damn good. One player you take off United, Fernandes. I'm not going to lie. Having him slipping balls through to Salah, Mane, Firmino wouldn't go astray. Do I watch Gaelic football? Not really, Tom. I'll be honest with you here, pal. I played it all the way through primary and secondary school, mate. And I loved playing it, but I'm a glory hunter, Tom. I'll be honest. I'll watch Dublin when they get to the latter stages of the All-Irelands. You know, a lot of the lads when I was going through school were playing with Kilmacud Crokes and stuff, because that was, you know, I went to school in Stillorgan and Dublin, and Kilmacud Crokes were the local club. For me, where I lived, probably a lot of people playing for Coola. Paddy Stewart, of course I remember you, buddy. People who hate on Fernandes are just jealous. I don't, there's this weird little phase now of everybody just trying to belittle everybody else. I mean with footballers I'm talking about here. And I don't get it. Like, to call somebody Fernandes or to call Salah a diver or to call... Why not just appreciate? You're supposed to be a fan of the sport, right? We all hate each other. Well, we all dislike each other's clubs. Right, no problem with that. But it's called a beautiful game because of people who make it the fucking beautiful game. So Messi, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Salah, Lewandowski, whoever you like. They're people that are involved in the moments that make other people fall in love with the sport. So I don't know how anybody can just start saying players are shit just because they play for a different club. Give them the credit they deserve. I mean, yeah, we don't want the clubs to do well, but without these guys, we don't have the next generation of football fans. We don't have some of these wonderful moments we've had over the years, even as a neutral watching games of football. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's weird. It's just banter, but it's shit banter. That's the thing. Like, banter should be witty and should be fun and should be a little bit provocative, yeah, definitely, but it's shit banter. What do I think about Diallo? I haven't seen much of him, but anybody who has seen a lot of him, from whether it be his time playing at Atlanta or in the United underage teams, seem to think that he's destined for good things. But I'll be honest with you and say I don't know too much about him. Anfield agenda nearly at 80k. Yeah, we're taking along 78.3, I think, if my memory's right. And I am looking at it all the time because I've got that 100,000 subscriber mark. I'm laser focused on trying to get that YouTube silver play button for Connor, and I'd love to try and get there by the end of the season. Do I think Liverpool can still get top 4? 50-50, but yes, I do. I have to keep believing, Evan. Darren said good sportsmanship. Again, I think it comes from playing sport all of my teens, and I seen your retweet of Niall Kennedy's a local boxer in Gorey. I live in Gorey. Yeah, look, Niall is not only a great local Gorey man, is he? Not only a proud police officer, or guard as we call them in Ireland. He's just so much great stuff for mental health, mate, and I'm so proud of him as a local. And you know, he dropped some stuff around from a young lad maybe a year ago, some few little bits and pieces about boxing, and I'm proud to be in the same town as somebody who was doing as much good community work as Niall Kennedy does. I mean, touch top lad, and I've nothing but good things to say about him. He's just positive energy all the way, and I love it. What other sports do I watch? Boxing is my second love, without a shadow of a doubt. But, you know, I've got into NFL this year, and I mean, I really got into it in a big way, where I watched as many games as I could. Darts, I'll be doing the watch-alongs of the Premier League of Darts here on Mundo Sporto as well. UFC, I'm a casual fan of. I won't claim to be the most knowledgeable fan of it. Nothing compared to what I would consider my knowledge of boxing, but I do enjoy it because it's fighting, and I like watching fighting. But that's about it, really. A little bit of tennis, tiny bit of NBA. I'm alright, thank you, Akib. I hope you're okay as well. Craig versus Anthony Joshua. Jesus, not a hope. There's no amount of money on this earth that would get me into the ring with that man. Christ almighty, I couldn't run fast enough. No, I don't remind you, mate, and I'm not reading out your name either, because, again, people try to catch me out with the wordplay, Mr. Cider, and I've seen them all, mate. You're going to have to get up earlier than that to try and catch me out. Have I ever had a fight yourself? As in, inside a boxing ring? No. I did taekwondo in my youth, but no, I never did have a boxing fight around, mate. No, which is it's something that I wish I probably had it done, because I love the sport so much, but nah, I haven't. That's what. But I have nothing but respect for anyone, amateur or professional, that steps inside those ropes. Did I watch the boxing last night and did I enjoy it? I did, and it was a dismantling. I mean, Kelly was good for the first few rounds, but bit by bit he was worn down, and was spot on from Adam Booth to throw in the towel when he did, because he'll come again. But yeah, it was just seemed like a little bit of a step too far, which everybody was wondering about, but he'll come again. What do you make of my Dean's latest gaffes? I know he gave a red yesterday, but I didn't see what happened in the game, Jimmy. Thoughts of Norwich this season? Doing well, top of the championship. What are they? Are they 5 or 7 clear now? I'm not exactly remember. What about a street fight? Of course, yeah, loads of them, mate, growing up. I mean, yeah, Jesus, a lot of street fights, school fights, all the stuff that normal lads go through growing up. Am I into boxing? Massively, yes, massively. I was delighted I was able to go up to Belfast when Carl Frampton won his first world title against Kiko Martinez. Myself and my wife went up for the weekend. They built this stadium on the slipway of the Titanic. It was freezing, but it was amazing. I think it was 12,000 of us up there for that. Well, not people that I knew, but 12,000 people. I was there when Bernard Dunn won his first world title as well. I was there when Bernard Dunn got stopped by Kiko Martinez. Actually seem to have been at a few Kiko Martinez fights now that I think about it. I've been over to see the Smiths fighting in Liverpool. Paul Smith sent me tickets to go over and watch Callum over there, and yeah, I'm a huge boxing fan, mate. I'd love to do more of it on the channel. Who'll win, AJ or Fury? It's probably a pick 'em because, Fury has the skills, no doubt in it. Better footwork, better head movement, better boxing IQ. But Joshua, as his career progresses, picking up more knowledge, he's learned from his loss. His body shape is getting better. He's probably going to come in, I would imagine, lighter on his feet to try and move a bit around. Fury will try to lean on him. It is genuinely a pick 'em fight, mate. But Joshua has the power. Fury has the ring IQ. I honestly don't know. I'm on the fence on it. I have to ask, can you do the Geordie accent? No. I am shocking, mate. Pronunciations, accents, anything like that. Have I ever been to Scotland? I have not. I've always deemed that it's too cold. Whether I'm right or wrong, I've always deemed that it's too cold. I don't like the cold. Was Andy Ruiz beating AJ a fluke? I suppose it depends which way you look at it. No, because it wasn't a one-punch stoppage. But AJ didn't look right. He didn't look focused. And Ruiz did the job. So, yeah, you can't call it a fluke. My wife's in the chat there said that so-called the boxing in Belfast, grown men refused to sit in their seats because they were so cold at the top of the stand. Yeah, we were right back at the very last row of the stand and all the cold air was just blowing in on us. It was freezing. But again, thoroughly enjoyable. I like the Marku versus Charlton fight. I thought the fight was entertaining. Yeah, it was. Marku man's a little beast, isn't he? But Charlton had him down in, was it the 6th? With a bit of a... He caught him on the chin, but it looked more like Marku was a little bit off balance as well. He never looked really rocked, whereas Marku just went to town, man. And then called out Conor Ben after it as well. It was good. It was an enjoyable night's boxing last night. I love how Craig, an Irishman, doesn't want to go to Scotland because it's cold. Yeah, look, I can't stand the cold, mate. I hate it. My mental health suffers, my bones ache, my jaw's more sore. I just want to live in a warm climate, man. I mean, I've always dreamt of living in Florida. I don't know if I'll ever get a visa to live in America, so probably not. I'll eye up Dubai at one point, probably, if Anfield Agenda becomes a fully fledged business. I just need to live in the sun for my own fucking health, to be honest with you. Right, second half about to get underway. It is 1-1 as things stand. Almiron about to kick off for Newcastle, and we are underway in the second half. Back to John Joe Shelvey. Shelvey launches a long ball out right hand side. It's knocked down. I'd love to know the statistics on this, by the way. Why so many teams, Liverpool included, do these long diagonal balls? Is it to try and win the throw in and gain territorial possession at the start of a game? I've always wondered about that. Florida is quite a dangerous place. I've been to Florida 7 times, I think, Kieran, and love it. And of course, going on vacation's one thing. It's different to living there. I absolutely understand, but I love a warm climate, mate. It just makes me feel like a different human being. Rashford, even Spain, I do, to be honest with you. I feel different human when I got sun shining. My mental health's better. I don't feel as sore. I feel like I've got more energy, and just feel healthier all round. No changes from either side that I can see either. Free kick here to Newcastle. Right out near the touchline, right hand side. Kind of 40 yards out, I suppose. Let's see what they can work of this. United holding a line right across their 18-yard box. Cross comes in from Shelvey. Maguire gets his head on it. Again, it's a little flick that wasn't great, and he's lucky that the Newcastle player didn't follow it up, but it goes out for a Newcastle throw-in. Lewis to take the throw. He's looking for options. Throws it to Shelvey. Shelvey switches to play across right-hand side. It's flicked on by Newcastle. And now United have it with Luke Shaw. It's a good tackle. Referee was spot on. He got the ball there. Almiron. He lays it off. Ball back inside now to John Joe Shelvey. Strike from him. It's nowhere near goal. And it goes behind for Manchester United goal kick. Don't move to a hot place. You look like a tomato. I go really brown, Matthew. I tan, mate. I tan very quickly. So yeah, no, I've no problems living in a hot climate, pal. I've got the skin for it. Trust me. I might look it now because I'm pale and I haven't been away in a while. But yeah, my skin goes very brown. I tell you, we did an interview on Anfield Agenda the other day. I say we, Jack did it with Darren McAnthony, who's the owner of Peterborough United, a Liverpool fan and a fellow Irishman. But Darrow's living in Florida, and I could see that Florida sunshine peeking through the blinds when I was looking at the interview that Jack did. And it was a great interview, by the way. It should be out in I think the next day, actually. Goal kick here to United. So Maximan ran out of pitch, and yeah, it's goal kick to United. KDB or Bruno? It's tough to say because I always take age into account when I'm saying these things, mate. So, De Bruyne as the overall quality footballer probably for me, but Fernandes does have the age factor on his side. The audio interview is out. There you go. So yeah, there's Connor straight in there. The audio, if you follow the Anfield Agenda podcast on Spotify, Acast, iTunes, whatever, just you can find it on there, and there's a few clips in the next few days. Thank you, Connor. Another free kick here to Newcastle. Matic barged into the back of a Newcastle player and Willock, and it'll be a free kick to Newcastle. I think Kevin De Bruyne is about 29, if my memory's right, boss man. I think he's about 29, heading for 30. Free kick taken short by Newcastle. Shelby tries to switch the angle. Fred heads it away. Drops to Alan Saint-Maximin again. Strike! Again, he got it through a load of bodies, but De Gea got down well and saved it. But again, you can see the quality of the fella. It's knocked down to him, but Fred heads it. Saint-Maximin takes one touch and then bang. Some power behind it, but De Gea did well to get down and get his body behind it. And it's a good save from the United keeper. Still 1-1. That chair is lovely. Thank you, mate. It's a real chair as well. People think it's superimposed or whatever, but it is a real chair that comes from a company called Serendipity Furniture. Haaland or Mbappe? It depends on what team you want them for. For Liverpool, Mbappe. Keane, how are you, mate? United try a long ball, but again it's overhit and it goes straight through to Carl Darlow. United fans watching, how are you finding this? Because I can imagine it's probably a little bit frustrating, if I'm being honest with you. Not too bad, Matthew. A little bit tired, buddy, but I ain't going to complain. Luke Shaw now. Back to Maguire. Plus, I've been on a diet now, 6 days, without any sugar or anything, no shitty food. And actually, I tell you, I'm feeling better as each day goes by. Hopefully I can get some of this weight off as well, because I know people like to tell me I'm fat. I'm well aware of that, but I'm trying to correct that. I often say I don't have a sweet tooth. I have a fat tooth. So Maximum again, left hand side here for Newcastle. Runs into the penalty area, pulls the ball back, trying to find a player. I think it was Almiron he was looking for, but Matic carries it away. They tried to slip Fernandes in on this right hand side. Newcastle get defensive cover across and put it out for a United throw in. Monaco 1-0 up against PSG. Interesting. Sorry folks, just need a little drop of water. Don't forget, if you're a Liverpool fan in the chat, straight after this game I'm going to be heading over at 9 o'clock on Anfield Agenda for a Liverpool roundup. Sam, what up? I haven't said that in ages, mate. How are you, buddy? Or SM, I should say. Why did I stop playing? I refuse to use the S word there, mate. It's football. I stopped playing because at the age of 17 when I discovered that, even though I'd got to a decent level, I wasn't going to make it. I also discovered drink, cigarettes and girls more. And thankfully I've managed to give up the drink and the cigarettes, but the wife's still around. I just stopped when underage level finished, mate. Under 18s, I just stopped playing. Would I ever be a commentator for Sky? For that particular company? No. Not. I've always said two jobs: ESPN or be in sports. Either of those two would be the only things that may make me consider my future with this type of stuff. I mean, imagine me and Mark Goldbridge replacing Richard Keys and Andy Gray. It's what the world would need. Imagine that, like, honestly, no joking. Imagine me and Goldbridge instead of Andy Keys or Richard Keys and Andy Gray, excuse me. I mean, that's what the world would need. I'd love me and Goldbridge to be able to do like a kick-off through Geordie style show where, you know, we've got a proper setup, and I honestly think we'd do really well together. I just, why not on Sky Sports? I just don't like Sky, if I'm being honest. I'd like, am I a hypocrite? I've got Sky Broadband, I've got Sky TV. I just don't like the company. I can't explain why, I've no reason for it. Dublin District Schoolboys, damn right, mate. Started off in the Wicklow League, Alan, under 8s and 9s. Then we moved to the Dublin District Schoolboys League under 10C, and eventually worked our way up into the Premier, mate. Matic. Ball out left hand side. Rashford now. Good work from him, goes past the player. Still Marcus Rashford. And eventually the ball ricochets out off Rashford and it goes for Newcastle goal kick. Where do I think Liverpool will finish in the league? I think it's so hard to say, man, because I don't know what our injury situation will be like. Fourth or fifth is a guess. Cheers, Connor. Would you believe, Crosby, I have this hoodie about since my birthday, I think. So September. So I've had this sitting in the wardrobe with the tag on it, forgotten about for months. And yesterday I was freezing and I looked in the wardrobe and said, oh, let's have a go with this. So yes, Serena got this one right. How's things looking in the game? Substitution, nothing happening, Darren. That's why I'm not talking about it, mate. Jolinton was down. He's now going off. And yeah, I mean, I think Newcastle have started the second half more brightly than United, if I'm being bluntly honest. Again, a change there for Newcastle. Jolinton goes off and Ryan Fraser comes on. Again, Newcastle hooked the ball forward. Headed back by Maguire. Headed back again from Newcastle. Maguire hooks it back forward again. It's a lot of aerial stuff at the minute. Eventually Newcastle header puts it out and it'll be a Manchester United throw in right hand side, and we've already at 10 minutes here the second half at Old Trafford. Still Manchester United 1, Newcastle 1. Do you think we should sell Bobby? That's an Anfield Agenda question for 9 o'clock, buddy. Luke Shaw, and he's my favourite player, by the way, as well. So, but I'll give you an honest answer on Anfield Agenda, I promise you. Rashford to Matic. Good turn inside by him. He tries to roll it across. It eventually comes to Dan James, and it's 2-1 to United. Again, I think it was aimed at Bruno Fernandes, but it was a little bit overhit. Goes through to Dan James, takes his touch, and again buries it past the keeper, and United have restored their 2-1 lead. Well, their lead to 2-1, I should say, excuse me. Newcastle players looking around here, some questions being asked. Their gaffer ain't happy, and again the camera pans to Darlow. But again, I'll talk you through the goal now. So Maguire plays it at left hand side to Rashford. He rolls it into Matic. Matic does really well here. Turns into the area, sees it open in front of him, tries to play it to Fernandes. It's a little bit overhit, but it finds its way to Dan James. Darlow comes racing out like a lunatic. Didn't make himself big enough, but again, Dan James won't care about that one bit. He slots it past the Newcastle keeper, and it's 2-1 to Manchester United. Again, his near post. 2-1 to United, there you go. And it all came, Matic spotted the space. It was impressive from him, actually. He spotted the space right in the corner of the penalty area and ran straight into it. Tried to roll it across to Fernandes, who couldn't quite stretch out for it. Then comes to Dan James, and straight away, a couple of touches, bang, past Darlow, who came rushing out, and United have restored the 1-goal lead. Craig, Volvo XC90 or a nice BMW or Merc? Volvo for me, mate. I'm not a flashy person. Do I hate Anthony Taylor? I don't really hate any human being too much, mate. I don't have much respect for a lot of Premier League referees in general, if I'm being honest. I think there's a lot of shit referees in the Premier League. Lindelof now for United. 58 minutes on the clock. Let's see if Newcastle can respond, or will United go on and will I get my 3-1 prediction right? Yeah, Bruno assist, which is a real stretch, to be honest, mate. I mean, it will go down as a Bruno assist because he stretched the leg out, but it really is a stretch, isn't it, to call it an assist? But you're right, it will go down as a Fernandes assist. Dan James now cuts inside. The ball makes its way to Martial. Fred tries to switch, but he overhits it by about 15 yards ahead of Bruno Fernandes, and it's a Newcastle throw in left hand side. You look like a referee in that hoodie. I wouldn't be able to run around the pitch, mate. I can promise you that much. If Newcastle get relegated, would you take some maximum at Liverpool? There's undoubted talent there, for sure. Martial now. Strike straight at Darlow, who palms it away. Good footwork there from Anthony Martial to free up the space for a shot. It was straight at Carl Darlow, who gets 2 strong palms to it. Again, Martial picks it up, cuts inside the Newcastle defence, has a strike. Darlow palms it away. It'll be United corner. Have I ever watched Rory's stories? No, I have not. Corner, left hand side. Shaw delivers it in. Goes over everyone, drops on the edge of the box to Dan James. He rolls it out right hand side to Nemanja Matic. Matic up against Shelvey. Puts a cross in, but Newcastle headed away to Saint-Maximin. He's fouled. That'll be a free kick to Newcastle, about 10 yards inside their own half. How long have I been a Liverpool fan? 31 years. Lascelles. Free kick again. Ryan Fraser this time fouled by Luke Shaw. It'll be a free kick to Newcastle right hand side. Have I met Goldbridge? No, unfortunately we haven't met yet. We were supposed to meet up when he was coming over to Dublin, but COVID put the kibosh on all of that. I speak to him a little bit. We talk to each other on WhatsApp a fair bit, and he's been very helpful to me. Without Mark's guidance and without Drawdy helping us, and they've been very, very helpful to us, and they don't need to. They've done it because they're kind, good people, and they didn't need to take the time to help us out and give us some advice and direction. But no, I'm looking forward to the day I get to meet both the lads and buy them a pint and say thank you. And again, like anybody else, I'm a Liverpool fan, of course, through and through, but to see them build that channel up to just close to 1 million, that's unbelievable. Like that, I have no idea how that must feel. Like we're chasing 100k in Anfield Agenda, and I feel like I'm about to win the lotto. I don't mean from a monetary sense. I mean how lucky we are. But it takes graft, and they deserve every single viewer. Who do you think will win the Euros? Spain, Portugal, France, or Germany? One of them four, mate. Sorry. What do I think of Robbie from AFTV? I've only ever done one little piece of filming with him very briefly for a charity thing on Claude Nabansta's channel. Other than that, I don't know Robbie. Pain is when you haven't seen United win a Premier League title since you were in primary school. No. That's no. Pain is when you're 8 years of age on the bus bantering United fans, singing 27 years and you've never won the league, and then cut to you being 39 before Liverpool win the league again, mate. That's pain. Going through 30 years of sitting there waiting for a league title. That's fucking pain. Having nothing but United supporting friends bantering the shit out of you. Fernandes. Back to Matic. Lindelof. Luke Shaw. Rashford. Back to Shaw. What are we in time wise? 63 minutes on the clock. Maguire launches a long ball. It's well controlled by Marcus Rashford in that left hand channel. Cuts back inside. Then goes the other way. Then turns back again. Pulls it back to Matic. Matic to Lindelof. Maguire. Back to Nemanja Matic. Again, folks, if you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. 13k is within sight. Maguire. That's a nice ball between the lines. To Rashford, who cuts inside. Strike. Again. Strike from distance. It was straight at Darlow, but it was good footwork to free up the space for Marcus Rashford. He cuts inside quite a bit, doesn't he? Onto that right foot. And again, decent strike, but the keeper was straight behind it. How much better are United than Liverpool right now? Honestly, the league table doesn't lie, but I still think, best, strongest 11s out there, we beat you. Both clubs fully at, every player available. I still think we're better. And if I'm being honest, hand on heart, by a decent bit. But the league table doesn't lie. You guys are ahead of us in the league this year because you deserve to be there. It's, that's the God's honest truth. League tables do not lie. But, I think there are reasons for us being as poor as we are at the minute. Not that I'm trying to make an excuse, because as I said, the league table doesn't lie. Martial caught just half a yard offside there as Rashford fired the ball in. Maguire plays it up the line, bounces off Fraser to Shaw, who plays to Matic. Matic now out left hand side to Bruno Fernandes. He rolls it to Marcus Rashford. Rashford back to Matic. Shaw, again a nice little triangle there from United to free up a little bit of space. Fernandes back to Matic. He cuts inside. Rolls a nice ball through the lines to Bruno Fernandes, to Fred, out right hand side to Daniel James. James rolls it across. It's cleared by United, so Maximo has it now. Again, he's running out of pitch and there's two United players there. Linesman, don't guess the wrong way, pal. Yeah, you got it right eventually. Linesman hadn't got a clue which way to put that. He eventually got it right, but it was a Newcastle throw. But again, good build-up play that from United. Kind of patient, just little triangles till they seen the space between the lines. Then Matic fired it into Fernandes, but eventually broke down. Throw into Newcastle, out near the corner flag in their own half, left-hand side. Shelvey heads it on. United have it back with Maguire. Nemanja Matic. Back across to Harry Maguire. What have we got left on the clock? 24 minutes plus additional time. Alan Saint-Maximin now for Newcastle. Again though, he's everywhere he turns, there's United players pressing him. Newcastle work it back, all the way back to Carl Darlow. I'm a Man United fan, love your videos, keep it up. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate anyone that watches any of the videos, mate. And yeah, you've no idea how much it all means to me, really does. I've just answered that question 2 minutes ago, Jaden, and I'm not going back over it again, my friend. So Maximum, ball inside to Shelvey, gets his head up, rolls the ball across. Willock. Fraser now right hand side, cuts it back but straight to Nemanja Matic, who Puts his left boot through it and hooks it up into the air. Newcastle work it back out to Fraser now, right hand side. Or Fraser, I should say, excuse me. Ryan Fraser now onto his left boot as a strike. Again, it's on target, but it's not going to trouble David De Gea from that distance. Jayden, you know all these questions you're asking me, as somebody's already pointed out to you, the league table gives you the answer to all of these questions that you're asking. Ball headed back forward by Lascelles. Matic flicks it back. Lindelof to Maguire. Shelvey. Real head tennis going on here. Maguire eventually hooks it away. And then Matic puts a head on it. Rashford gets it back for United. Shaw to Matic. Rolls it to Fernandes. Dan James has it now. Fernandes down holding his ankle, but Dan James goes for a little burst forward. Rolls it out right hand or left hand side, excuse me, to Anthony Martial. Rashford. Fred. Uses his body as protection, lets the ball roll across his body and then gives it to Lindelof. Matic. Anthony Martial. He goes past one player, rolls it across. Again, it's a little bit overhit. And so Maxima tries to break away, but he's fouled and that'll be a free kick to Newcastle. Greenwood getting ready to come on here for United. Anthony Martial has been taken off to be replaced by Mason Greenwood with just over 20 minutes to go. Manchester United currently lead Newcastle by 2-1. Manchester United goals coming from Marcus Rashford in the first half and Daniel James in the second half, and the Newcastle goal came from Alan Saint-Maximin. Right, free kick to Newcastle, deep inside their own half. Darlow launches the ball long out to that right hand side. Luke Shaw wins the ball for United. Rolls it up the line to Rashford. Back to Shaw. Gets a little bit fortunate, but it finds its way to Bruno Fernandes. Fred whips the ball out right hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gathers it. Dan James ahead of him if he wants him. Slips it inside to Dan James. James pulls it across. Newcastle headed away. It was a good piece of counter-attacking play that from United to make the space on the right hand side. Dan James has just been full of running today. He's some speed, doesn't he? Rolled into him, goes past the defender too quickly, clips across, it's headed away and it'll be a corner to United. Do I think it was a penalty for Everton last night? Honestly, I don't. I don't use it as an excuse, John, because we were losing the game, we were playing horrendous, and Everton deserved to win it. But do I think it was a penalty? No, I don't. I think that Trent was on the ground, lying there, and that Calvert-Lewin collided with him. But it doesn't matter what I think. The penalty was given. It was tucked away by Gylfi Sigurdsson. I've got no sour grapes about it. That is my honest view on it, though, and. I was shocked. I was more shocked when the ref went over and spent all of 0.5 of a second looking at the monitor. But look, it doesn't make one bit of difference what I think. It was given, it was scored, and Everton won 2-0. And, my opinion on it really won't change anything. Need to bring Coutinho back? Nah. Little snake can stay where he is, thanks Paul. Ball rolled across to Lindelof. He fires one out left hand side. It's knocked down. Greenwood now. Couple of ricochets and eventually Newcastle have it back with Darlow, who launches it long. Don't forget, if you're a Liverpool fan watching right now, I'll be live on Anfield Agenda at 9 o'clock with the late night agenda. I hope to see you over there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now goes running down this right channel for Manchester United. Newcastle player puts a foot in, it goes out, it'll be a United throw. Trent's leg came up unblocked. No, it didn't. That's complete bullshit. I'm sorry. His leg didn't come up anywhere. His leg didn't change height. His leg remained the same height. Now, I don't disagree that he would have had a tap in. I agree with you that Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have had a tap in, but he ran into the back of Trent. That's my view on it. But as you said, the penalty was given, it was scored, Everton won, and there's nothing I will say will change that. So, I just baffled. I always give honest views on these. I gave an honest view when we've gotten stuff that we shouldn't have gotten. I've given an honest view in all these games, and my honest view was that I don't think it was a penalty. But it doesn't matter what I think. The referee's opinion is the only one that matters. And we didn't deserve to win the game one way or the other, so no excuses for me. That's a penalty to Manchester United right there. Just as we're talking about penalties, Marcus Rashford's quick footwork. Willock committed a tackle. Again, stonewall penalty. You know, we were just talking about a debatable one. Well, that for me, no debate. Ball forward into Rashford. Quick footwork. That's just stupidity from Willock. Good quick footwork from Rashford. Drags onto his left boot. And he's clipped from Willock, and it is I mean, it's not there's not the most contact, but there is contact, and I don't think anybody can have any complaints about it. It's a penalty to Manchester United, and it is a penalty. Fernandes to take it. And this could get my prediction up, actually, if he tucks this away. Which, obviously, being a Liverpool fan is tough to say. And he has tucked it away. And it's 3-1 to Manchester United. And it was a very good penalty. Sent the keeper the wrong way. Tucked it into the corner. And that should be the 3 points on its way to stay at Old Trafford. And Manchester United 3-1 up. It's silly from Willock, to be fair. He shouldn't have. Lascelles arguing with the referee over it. I don't know what they're talking about. Whether it was I don't know what they're arguing about here. Again, I don't know what they're arguing about. Nothing wrong with the penalty. Bruno Fernandes didn't stop his run. I have no idea why they're complaining, to be honest with you. It's 3-1 to United. Even if they're talking about the penalty incident itself, it was a penalty. So, you know, I have no idea what Lascelles is unhappy about there. So Maximin now. Good hold-up play by him, but he's no support and he's still deep inside his own half. Eventually the ball makes its way to a Newcastle player. Lewis back to Shelby. Fernandes nicks in and wins it for United. Greenwood now, not too far away. Again, good pressing from United, turned the ball over. Fernandes won it back, fell to Mason Greenwood. His first instinct was get it out of his feet, have a strike. A couple of yards wide, but you can see what he was trying to do. Trying to pick out that top left-hand corner. Cheers, Craig. Hope you're having a great day today. Obviously, man, I'm sitting here watching United win. It's not that great of a day, to be honest with you, but yesterday was the real killer for me, obviously, as a Liverpool fan. Rashford cuts back inside. What have we got left on the clock? 14 minutes to go. Fred carries it forward now. He has a strike. I think he slipped when he had the strike because it went very, very far wide. And it's a goal kick to Newcastle. Yusuf, how are you, my friend? He's gone for a 4-1 United win. So Maximin's being replaced now. Obviously saving his legs for another day. Him on his way back from a long time out as well. And Murphy comes on to replace him for Newcastle. I've no idea what the fuck you're on about here, Felix. For you lot taking the piss about United, how quickly you forgot it took 30 years. Who's taking the piss, dickhead? I haven't sitting here and take the piss out of anybody. So, again, Felix, I'm fed up of morons like you coming in and just being a little prick, mate. So honestly, again, as I say to anybody else who's got nothing positive to put into our chat, do one. It's as simple as that, pal. You show the same respect to others, mate, as you've been shown by people in our chat, by me and by other viewers, and you'll get it back. Come in and act like a dickhead and we don't want you here. It's as simple as that. Jaden, thank you, pal. Fred, again, he tries a through ball. It's ricochet back. Again, Newcastle just hook it away. They're definitely a beaten side here, Newcastle. They don't have the quality, as I said in the first half, outside of St. Maximin. James Smith, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Jay, I'm not too bad, thanks, mate. Tough day to take yesterday, but Lindelof's down here for United, just in the centre of the pitch. No idea what's up. He's back up on his feet now. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Jonas, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Darren Hodgson as well. Nice to see you, pal. Favourite all-time United player, Schmeichel or Cantona? I mean, I got to give credit where it's due. Growing up as a keeper, I've spoken about this before. You know, the likes of Peter Schmeichel, Gigi Buffon, Antonio Zubizarreta, they were keepers I looked up to as a goalkeeper. And I just love how arrogant Cantona was. And I mean that in a complimentary way. I love an arrogant person. But yes, I would never say favourite United players because, you know, they're United players at the end of the day. For me, I don't have any favourites. What do I think of your team, Leeds? I've uncles who support Leeds. My wife has uncles who support Leeds. And I enjoy watching Leeds play. I'm a fan of Bielsa as a manager as well. And All Leeds TV is a great channel as well. For anyone who hasn't checked them out, please do. Joe and the lads do great work over there. It's great to have Leeds back in the Premier League. I know United and Leeds hate each other, but I'm a Liverpool fan, so I don't really have that hatred towards Leeds that United have. Who's my favourite player in Liverpool? You said at the minute, so I'm presuming you mean on current form. I don't really want to be answering Liverpool questions though during a game that's nothing to do with Liverpool. But really quickly, probably our captain. You know, because he's so versatile, but he's out injured as well. So, you know, there haven't been many. Firmino is my favourite Liverpool player, but you know, I can't deny that he's on the downward spiral, unfortunately, as well. My favourite ever Liverpool player is Robbie Fowler. Fernandes for United now. Cuts the ball back to Lindelof. Across to Maguire. Inside the final 10 minutes here at Old Trafford, it looks like United are heading for 3 points. Jones is a good shout as well. Well, Curtis, I don't mean to be talking about Liverpool here, but I'm still baffled as to how Klopp takes him off after 60-65 minutes when he's been the best midfielder on the park for us. Greenwood. Dan James now. Right hand side of the penalty area. Deflection. Ooh, would have caught Darlow out there. And goes behind for a Manchester United corner. I think it came off Jamal Lewis. It's played out right hand side by Greenwood. James tries a cross, flicks off the knee of Lewis, and not too far away from that top corner, but it goes behind for a Manchester United corner. Shaw now to take the corner for United. Ball in. I think it's gone behind for another corner. I think it came off John Joe Shelvey. It was a ball to the near post. Nemanja Matic ran across to try and meet it, but Shelvey just about got there. Actually, it came off Matic, then off Shelvey, but it was it was good defending from Shelvey, to be fair. And it's another corner to Manchester United. Was I much of a player? I was a good goalkeeper, Ronan, yeah. Obviously not good enough to make it, but, you know, I was a good keeper back in my day. Shaw. Maguire with the header. It's a great save from Darlow. I thought that was in there for a second. Maguire got on the end of it. And it was heading top bins, but Darlow just about got his right hand to it. That was a good save that from the Newcastle keeper. Heading in the top corner. Maguire just about got above the defender. I think it may have even came off both of them. And then Darlow tips it over for a third consecutive corner here to United. Jota's injured. Shaw with the corner. Again, Maguire gets there. This time he heads it wide of the post. He gets on a lot at the end of a lot of corners, Maguire, doesn't he? You know, I don't know what his goal scoring record is from set pieces for United, but it probably should be better. Again, he gets his head on it. Gets a fair clear header, but it's a couple of yards wide of the right hand post. What's my first football in memory? Probably Euro 88. Probably Euro 88. Or, yeah, I'd say my first real vivid memories is of Euro 88. Jamal Lewis now. Cuts back inside. He rolled it across to Shelvey. Shelvey switches to play across. Lascelles. I mean, what have we got left? It's hard to see Newcastle finding a way back in, but football is a crazy old game at times, so you can never say never. Again, Lewis turns around, Dan James follows him, and United have intercepted it. Fred rolls it right hand side to Mason Greenwood. It's 3-on-4 here. Greenwood eventually hustled out of it, and it'll be United throw in right hand side. Yeah, it's looking. I'd seen somewhere, and I don't know if you guys had read about this, that Mike Ashley was trying to talk Rafael Benitez to coming back in to try and save Newcastle from relegation. I don't know if anybody else has heard much about that. Obviously, Benitez left his job in China. James cuts back inside now for United. Fernandes. Out left hand side, Marcus Rashford. Rashford's had the right back on toast for the entire. That's a nice ball slip through. And again, Luke Shaw pulls it across the 6-yard box, but there's no one there. But that was great play from Rashford. Greenwood now. His shot's blocked, but it falls back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Mason Greenwood. It's just that injection of pace that they had down the left side there. Rashford and then Shaw on the overlap. Looks easy when it works, but, you know, it takes an understanding between the two guys to make that happen, and should have been somebody there for a tap in if we're being honest. Fernandes, Fred, Matic, Maguire back out to Marcus Rashford. 4 minutes to go at Old Trafford plus a few minutes of additional time. 3-1 to United. Those goals came via Marcus Rashford in the first half, then Daniel James, and there was a penalty from Bruno Fernandes, and the Newcastle goal came from a very good half volley from Alan Saint-Maximin in the first half. Rashford now into Fernandes, tries to pick out Rashford again. Newcastle just about hook it away. Shelvey has it now. He rolls the ball into Murphy. Newcastle still inside their own half, try an out ball, looking for Ryan Fraser, but it's back with Nemanja Matic. Fernandes, Maguire. Shaw rolls it into Fernandes. Across to Dan James. Greenwood. Fernandes. Back to Mason Greenwood. Fernandes. Dan James now. Floats across to the far post. It's headed away by the Newcastle defender only as far as Nemanja Matic. Fred. Just intelligent passing of the ball, dragging Newcastle across. If a space appears, United will play into it. If not, they're happy to keep possession. Rashford, again, little 1-2s here, just keeping the ball. Rashford tries a little drag, and he's adjudged to have fouled the Newcastle player, and that'll be a free kick to Newcastle. Double change coming up here. Diallo coming on for United to get the remaining 2 and a bit minutes, and Juan Mata as well. Love your streams. I noticed my name was pronounced Efine. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Help me out with the pronunciation. Marcus Rashford, one of the substitutions there for United, to be replaced by Juan Mata, and now Diallo is coming on as well, and I'll tell you who the second player was going off. Well, actually, Rashford was the second player. I missed who the first player was going off there, but I'm sure it'll pop up on the screen in a second. Oh, it's not. Excuse me. It's not Diallo. It's Shorter. Excuse me. I got that completely wrong. Excuse me. My apologies. It's that youngster who I didn't know about earlier on. I do apologise, folks. I got that completely wrong. It's that youngster Shorter coming on. My bad. Fraser now for United, or for Newcastle, pulls it back, edge of the box. Strike. Over the bar. Goal kick. My apologies about that, folks. Sorry. About getting the player's substitution wrong, I mean. What have we got now to go? Less than a minute of normal time, plus whatever the ref adds on for stoppages. But yeah, look, it's... As I said, United eventually wore them down and beat them like I said they would do in the first half. I am absolutely not a Manchester United fan, Sean Higgins. Not will I ever be, fella, I can promise you. I mean, if United fans enjoy watching the stuff I do, happy with that, of course, because you want to have as many people watching your content as you can. But yeah, I'm a diehard Liverpool fan through and through, buddy. Again, we've just hit the 90-minute mark. We'll wait and see what the fourth official adds on. 3 minutes. 3 minutes added on by Paul Tierney. Don't forget, folks, any Liverpool fans watching, I'll be heading straight over at 9 o'clock for a late night agenda stream with all the latest Liverpool news over an Anfield agenda. So, pop across, say hello. If you're here for the first time on Mundo Sporto, thank you for being with us. I hope you've enjoyed the watch along. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video as well. Craig's a Liverpool fan and a good neutral. Thank you, Darren. Look, there's no point in me doing these games if I don't call them neutrally. They'd be just... Yeah, I mean, I've always said it from the second we started the channel. I'll always be neutral on here and call things as I see them. As I try to do generally, but, I do have Liverpool tinted glasses on an Anfield agenda at times. I'll be the first one to admit that. De Gea with a bit of a slack pass there, and it'll go out for a Newcastle throw-in, left-hand side down near the corner flag. My pleasure, Darren. Thank you for watching, buddy. Someone said, why don't we get Darryl as a backup keeper? He makes lots of saves. Because he's shy, would be the first thing. And you say he's got the 5th most saves in the league. Well, that's probably because Newcastle have been conceding a lot of shots, mate. I wouldn't use a goalkeeper's with the most amount of saves as a statistic to claim how good they are. I'd more claim it to be how poor defensively the team in front of them are. And Darlow's awful, if I'm being honest. Nothing at you, Mustafa. Sorry, I just don't rate him at all. He's terrible. Fernandez out with left-hand side. Back to Juan Mata. What have we had now? 92 minutes almost of the 93 that we're going to have. United just killing the clock now, just playing little triangles, little rondos here from United, just playing keep ball, dragging Newcastle around, just to see the clock out. Fred, Newcastle have won it back. That's a nice pass in behind from Newcastle. The cross is overhit though, and Shelby going to try to keep it in on this left hand side. Just about manages to do so. Fires across back into the box. Shaw heads it down, and Shortar will carry it away for United left hand side. Matic. Newcastle have it back. And just as I say that, they launch it forward. Matic should let that go behind. That will be a goal kick, and you would imagine that that will pretty much be that at Old Trafford, ladies and gentlemen. Ederson's certainly not the best keeper in the league, in my opinion, Ruiz, if I'm being honest with you, mate. There's a reason he's Brazil's number 2, pal. Right, ladies and gentlemen, again, just a massive thank you to our sponsor for today, the OneFootball app. Without OneFootball, we wouldn't be here today. If you haven't downloaded the OneFootball app yet, please do have a look at the link in the description. You can get it from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store. It is your go-to one-stop shop for all stuff football. Breaking news, transfer news, up-to-date scores, press conferences, everything that you need in OneFootball app. It is there. It is free to download. Anybody I know uses it, loves it. I use it, love it. And again, thank you for being with us, and thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring today's watch along. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the watch along. Hit the subscribe button before you head off. Drop a like on the video as well. And I will see you back here on Mundo Sporto on Tuesday for Atletico Madrid against Chelsea in the Champions League. Appreciate your time. Have a lovely evening.